3 rounds of discussion with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first from a Zoom call in Columbia, South Carolina, Matthew, aka the Unbreakable Spirit. And his opponent from a Zoom call in Atlanta, Georgia, Daniel, aka the Executioner. Take it away, Matthew.
Thank you, Jesse, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. This is episode number 103 of At Odds with the Unbreakable Spirit.
And the Executioner, Daniel Travas.
Yeah, I'm Matthew Smith, aka the Unbreakable
Yeah,
Spirit.
we know.
We're going to run through the topics.
By this point.
Well, you introduce yourself every time, so I don't see why I don't.
Anyway, let's jump into the topics.
Yeah.
Number one
is wrestlers we cast as superheroes and supervillains. Part what? 3, 4, something like that?
I don't know. I've lost track. Next.
The NWA has signed a deal with the CW network.
Yep. And number 3.
General managers are back on WWE television. But first, topic 1. Comrade, if you will.
Well, who we cast as heroes or supervillains, I would cast the tribal chief as Lobo.
Yeah, but Jason Momoa's got that covered. This one is going to seem really random, but I literally thought of it when you suggested we return to this topic last night.
Okay.
MJF as Thomas Elliott.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm playing a self-absorbed, egotistical guy who's obsessed with being somebody else. Yeah, another Russ, if we're talking WWE, I could all let's see, Dave Bautista as Bane.
Yeah. Apparently, a lot of people have fan casted Batista as Kilowog. And apparently Batista didn't like that because he thought Kilowog was ugly.
I mean, fair enough. Anyway, another person, if we're talking, I would cast the Queen Charlotte Flair as what's the word? What's that character I could think of? Oh yeah, the Queen Bee-ish from Young Justice. A powerful woman that runs her own country. That seems like Charlotte.
Yeah. And this we kind of already can see. I could see Alexa Bliss potentially being Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Okay, who would you cast as the Batman?
That's difficult.
Just pick somebody right off the spot. And then like that's somebody right now. It was the first.
Randy Orton?
Yeah, I could see that.
Like if they put makeup over his tattoos?
Yeah. Him playing someone dark and brooding, yeah. I can totally see that. I mean, another wrestler that I think would be a good supervillain, and if we're talking profession, let's see, oh yeah, Braun Strowman as Darkseid.
Yeah, for sure.
You got anybody?
Well, if this person was still alive, I would say the late great Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda as Scarecrow, or
Ooh.
Deacon Blackfire. I know we already gave Deacon to Joe Gacy, but I could also see Bray have been playing Deacon Blackfire.
Yeah. Yeah, I could also see that. Superman, I could see John Cena playing Superman.
Yeah, but definitely wouldn't be in the DC James Gunn's DCU because we already got Peacemaker.
True. If we're talking Tony D'Angelo, I could totally see him playing like I don't know, Salvatore Maroni.
Yeah, or like a young Carmine Salvatore.
Yeah.
Just like a stereotypical mafia boss, pretty much.
Yeah, basically, and random take here is that you would think a guy playing a mafia character would be a villain, would be a heel in a professional wrestling.
But everyone loves the family. And if you don't, you'll be sweetly.
All right, we're definitely gonna return to this again.
Yep. But for now, topic 2 will be right up next. Ow, there we go. And we're back with topic number 2. The CW Network has struck a deal with the National Wrestling Alliance?
What?
So you're telling me that even after Superman and Lois ends, I still have to keep the CW app on my phone, tablet, TV?
All the above?
Because my day is already filled with wrestling. Now you're telling me if the NWA airs on Saturdays, I'm going to have to watch that as well?
Yep. I think it's on Tuesday, I think.
My Tuesday's already filled. The only day I have open is Sunday. But that's my makeup day for shows that I don't watch during the normal week.
Yeah, I mean, so you're telling me, and here's my take. You're telling me after you kind of did the Arrowverse, and it kind of fell apart at a certain point, that you're gonna get. I mean, don't get me wrong. The NWA is an historic wrestling company, and it honestly deserves to be on weekly television because it could get more recognizable as a fan, for that, more.
Yeah, and I will say the of wrestling on it, so it's not like the CW is a stranger to wrestling.
Yeah, that is a fair point. But my honest take is, to your telling, hey, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I am intrigued to see how they handle, and I've also heard that it isn't just going to be, I've heard it's going to be for their main show, NWA Power, and I've also heard that they're going to be getting a reality show as well, because of course.
Brother. But I will say, as this can sort of help us with topic one, we could, if we watch NWA, we would know more wrestlers that we could cast as superheroes.
Or supervillains.
Or villains.
Or anti-heroes.
Comic book characters in general. Back on topic.
Yeah, all right, yeah. But my honest take is, well, I will admit it is a bit of a surprise that the CW is getting the NWA. I mean, that isn't like, that's kind of a, not really like a major network, but it's still like, it's, because I know the CW's, does sports. I've seen it on. They do sports sometime. So it isn't really that surprising, but it's just, I don't really know, like, you're right. There is way too much fucking wrestling on these days. There's Raw Mondays, there's Tuesdays with NXT, Wednesdays with Dynamite, Thursdays with Impact, Friday with...
Friday is the most packed. It has SmackDown, Rampage, and NXT Level Up.
Yes. Saturday has Collision and once a month pay-per-views.
Twice a month if NXT has a PLE.
That too, yeah. But that is an absolute done of professional
wrestling. Can I mention this is, like, to my knowledge, the third iteration of the NWA? We first had the NWA that turned into WCW and shut down. Then we had the NWA TNA, which eventually became Impact Wrestling. And now there's this one.
Well, no, but also NWA was, I think, I think it's this iteration. I think this is more of, this isn't any of those iterations. This is more of the NWA from back in the day when people like Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, but then you remember some of the wrestlers that have Matt Cardona.
Or what's his name? Or Magnus, or
Dexter Lumis.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're getting off topic again. That seems to happen a lot on our podcast.
Yes, but my honest take is, I am intrigued to see what, and don't get me wrong, I'm hoping with this thing that, it's just, I hope they don't just like jump into any like major storylines. I hope, they do a better job of bringing us, the fans, up to speed on what the fuck is going on.
I would also like to know, like, when this deal is going to be finalized and they're going to start airing.
That too. That would also help to know what
Maybe
day,
there was something in the Hardcore and Ringside about it. I just skimmed through it and then we decided.
Yeah, basically. But I look, if the NWA, like, when they do air on the CW network, I just hope, like I said, they don't just like, oh, here's everything going on. Good luck for who's a babyface, who's a heel. I just hope they bring us up to speed, because I know, like, one thing is EC3 is the current NWA champion.
And that's about it. Anyways, we'll be right back with the third and final topic.
So apparently, general managers are back.
Yeah, for those who missed the season premiere of SmackDown, Adam Pearce got a promotion to the Raw
By
General
Triple H.
Manager.
By Triple H, don't forget about that.
By Triple H, of course.
Yes, Triple H came out. We all thought it was something to do with another new up and comer, but not. So yeah, yeah. So Triple H came out, explaining, why he wanted here. That is like, yeah. So Adam Pearce is gonna be the Raw GM, and Nick Aldis, formerly known as Magnus in Impact Wrestling, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the man that had a match, keep in mind, at the event that would have started the AEW promotion, the same All In, the same event that Stephen Amell had a match in.
So wait, do we have another AEW defector working for WWE?
No, Magnus is not a no. No, Magnus didn't work for AEW.
What you said?
He worked at the event before it became AEW.
Before AEW was a thing. Okay.
Yes, he was the one that lost his title to Cody at said event.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
But yeah.
So.
Yeah. Anyway, but my thoughts on the GM is great. Okay. Like, I mean,
why
don't get me wrong.
Wasn't this a thing like 2 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I'm glad that Adam Pearce, I don't really know if I consider getting Monday Night Raw promotion.
Well, it's taking a little bit of the load off his shoulders,
true.
As a generic authority figure, he was having to handle both shows.
Yeah, true.
And for a little while, he had Sonya Deville helping him, but then
she slowly started.
Sorry, you go.
She slowly started to abuse her power.
Yeah, and got the WWE authority figure stripped away from her.
Yeah. But what were you saying?
I just said what I was going to say.
Okay. But my honest take, my major question is, how is this going to affect not the world, not the not the major, not the mid card? How is this going to affect the tag team titles? And this is honestly going to, help with the brand split, because truth be told, with WWE, they sometimes don't really pay attention. Like, the brand split sometimes doesn't even fucking matter.
Yeah, like, what's the point of having separate tag titles if you're just going to unify them? And what's the point of the women's tag title if they're never going to be defended? But that's a topic for a later date. Probably next week.
Like, also, because I want to get this off, like, for example, is what happened on Raw this past Monday with the tag team titles?
Yeah, they put him on Cody and Jay just to give him back to the Judgment Day. Then what was the point of Judgment Day losing them in the first place?
I mean, it's probably so it could cost them and spice up that rivalry.
You mean Jimmy?
Jimmy, right? Yeah, but anyway, on topic. I just thought I'd get that out there, but it's just my thoughts on the whole GM thing is great. If you're gonna have two GMs, okay, make sure you don't have the same commentary team for both shows. Make sure each commentary team is different. Like, go back to the olden day, like in 2006 sort of era, where it's just there was competition within the WWE. Go back to that shit. Go back to the Raw.
You did mention on this podcast, I believe, that Michael Cole will be commentating on both shows.
I mean, Michael Cole, sure, I don't really give a shit about. Because Michael Cole could do both. He's Michael Cole. The man's been doing this for 26 years. There's only missed like 3 shows. No, 4. 5 now. Because, he missed Raw, and he's going to miss SmackDown tomorrow. Because of some personal shit.
That's fair.
Not health related, just like, he had some things that, he got, I don't know what it is, but from what I understand, it had something to do with, it was something weekend events that, he asked for time off and he had to handle. So, okay. I mean, hey, the dude's been doing this for 26 years. He deserves it. But anyway, the point of what I'm saying is, if you're gonna have GMs, and the reason I'm saying I want them to go back to the 06 sort of vibe of the company is because when you took out your major competition, WCW, you created competition within yourself. What happened to that? What happened to having the Raw v SmackDown with actual, because what happened to the whole brand supremacy thing? If you're going to have GMs, don't have it be friendly competition. Actual competition. That's my point. You got any final thoughts?
I will say, I feel like WWE is just trying to give the illusion of a brand split with general managers when they really don't. But I will also say that the timer went off, so we're out of time, and we'll be back next week. Roll that outro.
Yep. Bye.
Thank you for listening to At Odds, hosted by the Unbreakable Spirit
and the Executioner,
edited by the Unbreakable Spirit. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MTS_life_0126.
You can follow me on Instagram at DanTravis21, and you can also follow me on the Twitter at DanTheExecutioner21.
And you can follow the podcast at Odds Podcast. We'll be back next week with more debates and discussions. But until then, the Executioner and the Unbreakable Spirit will still be at odds.
Thank you, losers.